Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Digitodontics webinar series. This is Mahmoud El-Bashti with you today from Digitodontics International Academy. It's our pleasure honor to welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Gireesh Likhyani from Rajasthan, India. Dr. Likhyani will share with us his experience in the online marketing in the healthcare space, the new era for patient acquisition. Dr. Gireesh graduated from the Rajasthan University of Health Sciences, Jaipur in 2014, working as a consultant general dentist in Jaipur since 2015. He started with the molar support, Jaipur in 2018, to offer support to people's molar and morals. Endodontics, a restorative dentistry, is his field of interest. Besides dentistry, Dr. Gireesh has been into online marketing for over 10 years. He is certified digital marketer from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. Holds several certifications from Google, Facebook, Microsoft, and Oracle. He understands the trouble and the issues healthcare professionals face while dealing with the marketing agencies. He runs Likhyani Health Care Solutions in India, a healthcare marketing, advertising, and SaaS business, helping healthcare businesses and professionals with online marketing and branding. He had been associated with the American Society of Cosmetic Dentistry as the head of marketing, where he and his team helped them scale on social and search. They've been serving clients from India, United States, United Kingdom, and the European Union. He has been teaching healthcare professionals who want to learn online marketing skills since early 2018. He was invited recently by Facebook for closed-door panel discussions with Facebook teams to share his more profound understanding of scope of healthcare in social and its valuability. A hardcore entrepreneur at heart, Dr. Gireesh loves calling himself a janitor. A hardcore, he believes human beings are here to deal with the mess triggering random OCDs. This keeps him grounded and hard worker. And for similar reasons, he founded the Underdog Dentist community, helping a lot of colleagues from all over the world. He runs podcasts, namely the Underdog Dentist Show, where he shares everything related to dental business, dental marketing, and the wisdom shared by the guest speakers. Music is his server when he gets barely 2 hours of sleep. So just before Dr. Gireesh start his presentation, I would like to mention that you can write your questions on the Q&A session, and the Dr. Gireesh will answer the questions later. So once again, Dr. Gireesh, I'm glad to having you with me today to share your experience. So I guess the stage is yours. So I will slide this on. Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahmood. It's been an honor. Thank you for giving me, this opportunity on Digitodontics, and let's hope we'll be doing similar collaborations in the future, and hope this helps everyone. Thank you so much, to all the participants who are joining and who will be watching this webinar later. So we wanted to talk about the online marketing in healthcare. Right now, what exactly healthcare professionals are doing, how you are acquiring new patients into your healthcare practices, how this particular, or right now, whatever you are doing in the name of online or offline marketing, how this is kind of irrelevant and what makes the real sense in the online world in today's era. So, uh, yeah, how we are acquiring patients as of now. Whenever I have a conversation, whenever we talk to people or whenever we talk to healthcare businesses, we ask a simple question that how you are acquiring new patients. And the most common answer I get is word of mouth, and the other one is reference. A very few says that we are getting patients from the online world, maybe from Google, maybe from Instagram, maybe from whatever other source. It's definitely a game changer for the people who are tech savvy, and you must have seen a lot of influencers, dental influencers, superb clinicians who have their Instagram presence or Facebook presence or YouTube presence. But we are talking about the majority. There are people, there are healthcare professionals who have a huge fan base on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, but a lot of us don't see the value of these things. And at the same time, a lot of us are not able to leverage the benefit out of it. So, again, what I usually get is word of mouth. The problem is word of mouth, as far as the dental perspective or from a clinician perspective is concerned, they mean that word of mouth is something that if a patient comes to you, they'll get the treatment done, and the patient will start talking about you. This kind of word of mouth, this kind of ideology is ancient. People don't usually start talking about you in just a matter of like one or two interactions. They need at least 4 or 5 interactions with you, and when they are completely satisfied with those 5 to 6 or 4 to 6 interactions, they are now able to talk about you as a business, how good you were. If they are sitting with friends, if they are talking about, if somebody is talking about a toothache, what they do is they will say that, okay, Dr. XYZ is a good dentist, you should visit him. I have been getting my dental treatment done from him for past XYZ years. You should get that done. What happens is it takes a lot of time. So there is a huge time gap or time delay in this particular process. And at the same time, the word of mouth is kind of vague. A patient is, what we have seen is a patient doesn't stick to one dentist. He goes to multiple dentists. He or she is, having some transferable jobs. So they are moving from one city to another. So definitely they'll be switching to other dentists also. So this word of mouth, the definition of word of mouth changes in the online world. Referrals. Again, it's the same scenario with referrals. Usually, you are not able to collect referrals from patients. The issues are, as the economy has changed, as the time has changed, people now have different jobs. People are into multiple jobs. People, move from one city to another. That is one more issue. So usually change of places, usually the interaction with multiple dentists reduces the number of referrals. And again, if we are talking about dentist to dentist referral, that also has changed because there is so much competition within the industry itself. So again, the word of mouth and referrals, people may think, and people still think that, okay, word of mouth and referrals still works. I feel that in the offline world, it's kind of vague to measure that because there is no benchmark you can put on, okay, in how many years or in how many time I'm able to collect the entity of word of mouth or referral. Then again, the mindset. It comes down to it, and it boils down to one simple thing, that is the mindset that we have. And we are kind of living in the stone age. Sorry to say, but this is what I feel. We have seen superb clinicians. They are superb at their work. They do amazing smile designing. They do amazing root canals. Whatever they do it at best. But when it comes to the business part, a lot of doctors, a lot of dentists, they struggle a lot. And this is the main reason. The ideology is, again, they still look at word of mouth, referrals. even if they are doing any kind of offline marketing or online marketing, they are clueless about the goals and the what expectations they should have with the online and offline marketing channels. Again, we'll be breaking down these things in the later part of the presentation, how the clueless marketing is actually taking place right now, and how to make sense out of the uh, online and offline marketing for your healthcare business. Again, Stone Age mindsets. Most dentists fail to see the healthcare as a business. Again, this is one more problem. A lot of dentists and a lot of doctors, they see that just doing dentistry is fine. Just giving the best to the patient is fine. Uh, yes, it is super fine to deliver the best to your patients. It's super fine to deliver amazing results. It's super amazing when you see a patient, the life of the patient just transformed because of your work. But at the same time, you need to look at healthcare as a business, because at the end of the day, there will be competition. There is competition. There is saturation as of now. There are too many little practices opening nearby, and in the coming years, there will be more practitioners along your way, or with whoever you're going to work with. So again, you need to look at the future perspective. 10 years down the lane, you need to look at least 10 to 12 years. So if you are not safeguarding yourself, uh, just by changing the mindset, it's going to be troublesome. Now, and I get it, like why people think that we cannot call, or we cannot mention healthcare as a business, because we feel internally and eternally we feel that healthcare is something where we provide, we give. It's a service to give. We are giving something to our patients, which is a super fine thing. But at the same time, people also relate businesses as something that is a very bad, or a very they attach a taboo with business. So in my terminology, healthcare business is something where you do your best to your patients, you give your best to the patients, but at the same time make sure that you are at least getting satisfied with whatever work you are doing in terms of money also. So, doing a great job is super fine. That is the priority. But making sure that you earn revenues, you are a human being. You should retire early. You should retire at a particular age. You should not work till your 80s and stuff like that. Retire early. Live your normal life, or live your happy life with your grandchildren. This is what everyone wants. So at the end of the day, dentists are human beings. So we should think like that. Again, business is not a bad word, because at the end of the day, businesses help humankind. So uh, pick any business, and just the if you look at the existence of that particular business, you'll end up discovering the fact that this business is helping the people with this entity. So you can name as any business. You can come up with any let's go ahead with any dentistry related business, if there are dental materials. So if a company is manufacturing dental materials, they are helping someone, and that someone is dentists, with whatever we need to help the patients. So businesses help humankind. They are not someone who leeches out money out of people. This is what I've experienced a lot. First, we need to consider healthcare as a business. It's a business for you, it's a business for everyone. So once you have a look, or once you have that kind of mindset, and okay, now we are ready to accept that healthcare is a business, you will automatically start playing with numbers. You'll think about the growth, and you'll think about the scalability of the business, right? Um, Again, the older word of mouth tactics, where we have already talked about, people still rely on the older word of mouth tactics. Still living in a fairy tale that one day people will start talking about your business and brand, because we do quality work. Just because I do quality work doesn't mean that people are going to talk about me. There are multiple factors where people are forgetful. People have multiple dentists. They go to multiple areas, and even if they talk about you, they are talking about other dentists also. If they are talking about other dentists who are, in your perspective, quality is different. In the others' perspective, the meaning of quality completely changes. So again, quality is subjective. I've heard dentists saying that we we deliver superb quality treatment to our patients. My question is, who doesn't? Everyone does quality job in their own terms, in their own language, in their own definitions, right? Nobody will say that I don't perform cheap work. I just perform cheap work and I give cheap treatments to the patient. Nobody will say this. Everyone will say, and everyone will think that I give quality treatment, I give quality experience to the patients. So the point is, there is no benchmark to quality. I may say that I give this much quality, you may say that you give that much quality. So there is no particular benchmarking around quality. So again, I'll be showing you how this particular fallacy works. So the way you perceive it is far different from what your patient perceives the quality terminology. And again, one day, if everyone will be talking about every businesses, they have been two. So that will be the scenario in a later date. So let's say there are two businesses, business one and business two. The business one, the owner of business one says, we deliver quality treatment. Business two, the owner of business two says, we deliver quality treatments. Business one doesn't have a good chair, they don't have a good x-ray system, they don't have any a good quality dental materials, but the business two has everything. They have good chair, they have good x-ray systems, they have a great staff, everything is perfect according to the business owners or the whatever evaluation they are doing in the space. But let's say a patient comes to healthcare facility one, and the other patient goes to healthcare facility two. In this scenario, if the patient likes how he has been treated in facility one, where there are substandard dental materials being used, substandard x-ray, substandard dental chairs, whatever. If the patient goes there and they still like the treatment, they like the way the staff kind of approach them, how the treatment has been done. He may have had a toothache and somehow the problem is now sorted. Even in the second scenario, definitely the practice is good, everything is good, the patient is satisfied, everyone is happy. At the end of the day, both will go and sit in their circles and talk good about both the practices. Now, how you are differentiating between these two practices, which one is good, which one has better quality? Nobody will be able to do that, right? So we have a very different perspective when it comes to our business. We think that whatever we do, whatever we are doing in this in our particular um, clinic is, or in a particular practice is super. But as far as patient perception goes, it's totally different. Now, how you are supposed to fix this? So what you can do right now in this particular scenario is, if uh, again, upgrading to a newer material, upgrading to newer technology is the way to go. But again, even if you have great materials, even if you have great x-ray systems, great stuff, and you are not showing that to your customers, to your patients through online medium, your website, your social media, it's of no use. In today's scenario, there is too much competition, there is too much saturation. People, if they are not available uh, in the particular, whenever there is a need, people usually look at some other one who is actually visible on Google or maybe Facebook or Instagram, wherever the person is. Again, one more thing is, apart from word of mouth and reference, people think of online and offline marketing in terms of the fear of missing out. So what happens is, there are conferences, public gatherings within the dental fraternity, and tremendous. They do a tremendous effort in making things easy for other dentists and practitioners to learn, and it helps everyone to grow together. But as human beings, what we do is we talk about businesses also. We talk about whenever we go to conferences, we talk to each other, we talk to fellow dentists, some from other cities, other countries, other states. We talk about how you are marketing your practice, how you are, getting more patients, how you are solving this kind of problem in your staff, with your treatments, with your operatory, whatever. We talk about everything. What happens is we talking is fine, but what we do is we at the end of the day we come back and we start to implement similar things just because the other person is doing it and he's getting better results. So a lot of marketing that we see, and this is me being very honest, this is what we talk about when we talk about marketing with clients. This is what we talk about when I talk, to an audience in front of a huge audience in open, just like this. So uh, this is fine. Talking to other dentists about how they are performing, how their practice is performing, how they are flourishing, everything is fine. But the problem is, we try to implement the similar thing in our practices, and we don't have a clue of what we are doing. And I'll give you a simple example. Um, we we usually have this question with everyone that, okay, you have been doing some online activities, maybe on social media, on Google, on whatever platform. We just ask why you are doing this. Simple. Like if you do a root canal, you should know why you are doing a root canal. Similarly, if you are if you're running an ad on Google, we just want to know why you are running this ad. And out of 100 people, 99 says that we don't know. So this is the major problem with doctors. The solution is simple. You should think of the goal first. What do you want to achieve, right? And when you think about achieving something, you put down numbers. We'll talk about the discussion or solution later, but yeah, this is how you are going to solve it. Again, why people, just follow what others are doing is, if they are doing it, we must do that also. Maybe because they are getting results or something like that. Again, it really explains the level of goal setting that is already done, which is nil. So when I was telling that, okay, out of 100 people, 99 says that, we don't know why we are running these ads. So the answer is, or why this happens is, people don't usually set up goals. What do you want to achieve? This is the first goal. You have invested a lot of money in education. You've invested a lot of money in treating patients. You are investing a lot of time and efforts in managing patients and everything. But if you are investing whatever amount of money in marketing, you should know what you want to achieve with that investment. Right. So we have a goal oriented approach with every activity we perform, like weightlifting or eating food. We usually put goals to each and everything in our life. Why not marketing? Right. Now the solution is goal setting. First, you have to set goals that what you want to achieve with marketing. And I'll tell you in very simple terms and very simple words, it's not rocket science. Whatever activity I'll do, that's a separate scenario. Whatever activity, marketing activity do, it's a very different scenario. We are not getting into that discussion at all. We just want to know that you as a business should market so that what you want to get, right? So in order to get X number of patients in Y number of time. So again, the tangible goal looks like I need 10 new patients every week. Fine. Now I have the goal in my mind. I'll come back from there. I'll tell you how it works. So again, first we'll talk about goal setting, planning and strategizing, dealing deadlines and boundaries, talking about activities, and the evaluation of the entire strategy. Goal setting. How do we set goals? Putting numbers to goals. Again, it's very simple. You should have weekly, monthly, and yearly goal. That if whatever activity, marketing activity will do, this is actually what I need from the marketing activity. So let's say if you are getting 10 patients monthly from usual patient flow, walk-ins or whatever, you need to increase that number to X. So let's say you are getting 10, you need 40 new patients through online marketing. Simple. In a month, 40 new patients. Then again, it should be tangible and meaningful. You cannot say that I'm getting 10 patients through walk-in, but I want 1,000 patients a month. It is stupid and foolish. Definitely, you can invest a lot of money and try to achieve this goal, but this is not going to be consistent. You need a consistent goal for every month. Definitely, you can increase the number of patients, you can increase the number of goals after a 6 month evaluation or after a yearly evaluation, but it should be a constant increment in the goal. It should not be haphazard, right? So you are getting 10 patients, you can aim at like 50, 60, 100. That's still substantial. Again, setting up tangible and meaningful boundaries to your goal. You can say that, there are multiple, or there are areas, there are countries, there are states. We have different kinds of rules and regulations to advertising. In India, we have a separate regime of how you are supposed to advertise, whether you are supposed to advertise or not. In UAE also, we have seen that you are not supposed to do a lot of things in the name of advertising. So again, if your target is whatever tangible, you should know your boundaries. You should not cross the boundaries. You should not mess with the authorities. You should not mess with how you are perceiving yourself as a brand. You should not do fake claims in your videos or whatever advertising you are doing. I've seen a lot of businesses. What they do is, or rather, not the businesses, but the marketing companies. You know, who are associated with those businesses, what they do is they do fake claims. They put fake numbers, they put fake results just to get a few good number of patients. What happens is, somewhere or the other, this particular thing shows up. So if you're claiming something and that is not actually the reality, what is going to happen with the entire patient flow at the end of the day? If a patient comes with an expectation and you are not able to satisfy that, it's going to be a mess for the business, right? Then lay down a list of probable challenges. Setting up goals is fine. Putting a tangible and meaningful boundaries to the goal is fine, but you should also be aware about the probable challenges that you'll be facing. What if there is an increment in the budget? Very common example. We are fetching like 100 patients a month, and somehow there is a crash in our marketing campaign from the third party, maybe Google or Facebook. Somehow the budgets are going beyond this particular limit, and you still don't want to compromise with the number of patients. How you're going to manage those things? So this is just one example. There are multiple examples. Like if a person is trying to contact you through advertising, but he's not able to get through your reception desk. These are the most common challenges that people face during their day-to-day marketing activities. Again, planning and strategizing, I've already talked about, and we were talking about setting up goals. So usually what happens is people think that uh, we need to do online and offline marketing and we should get this. This is the goal. So people think that we'll do step A, we'll go to step B, we'll go to step Z. What happens is, whenever you start with A means, let's say I start with Google Ads today. I don't know how many patients I need, right? I'll do whatever I want. I'll put an ad everywhere. There are scenarios where we have seen ads that are running in India for a clinic that is actually in the US, and that's a very simple and basic ad. I'm not talking about patient inflow from India to the US. I'm talking about just a generic ad that should have been, ran in the particular vicinity of the clinic, but it's still showing up in India. We have seen multiple scenarios like this. Why? Because they are they have a set budget that we have to burn $10,000 in a month. Now they'll burn it like crazy. They'll burn it anywhere because they are not aware about the goal, the final goal. So again, we'll switch sides. What happens is you'll talk about templates, you'll talk about Google SEO, you talk about flyers, and you need 10 patients a month. Now the budget will explode. You'll have pamphlets, you'll have SEO, you'll have flyers, you'll have multiple things, and you just need 10 patients per month. So you have to pick which one is going to get you the maximum and better results in a very fast manner. So just reverse it. Always plan in reverse. Set up the goal. The goal is 10 patients a month. Forget about what people are doing. Forget about you know how industry looks at you and your business when you are running any online and offline campaign. Just look at how you are going to achieve this target or this goal in the minimum time and in the maximum with the minimum budget. So it should be super fast, and the budget should be very low. So getting the best ROI of the entire process. Again, let's go to activities. What all activities you should perform, and what all activities you're supposed to outsource to a company, or you should hire someone in the industry. So what happens is there are two things. In most of the cases, what we have seen is a lot of businesses think that once you appoint a marketing company and agency, instead of acting as a one single entity, they think that there are now two entities. One entity is in-house, the other entity is just someone who has been outsourced with the particular project. What happens is there are going to be some clashes, like this is what I'm going to do, this is what you're going to do, whatever. So ideally what you should do is, the best thing that can be done for a business is shooting of videos and photographs in-house. You're not supposed to be reliant on a third party just to do these kind of things. You should hire someone, bring him in-house, and start getting your photos, videos, and everything done. It's gonna be a strategy where you hold hands with your marketing company. So it's gonna be a 50-50 effort, or you can say 100-100 effort at both the ends. So if your marketing company is doing 100% effort, you have to do your 100% effort internally. What they have to do is what they have to do. What you have to do is something that you have to do. Internally, you can manage videos and photographs. Then patient delight. What happens is usually healthcare businesses assumes that when a patient visits them, the patient should automatically go and drop a review on their listing. This is not the case, because everyone needs motivation. So when the patient comes to you, you do the treatment, the patient is happy, you need to motivate, or your team needs to motivate the patient so that they at least start talking about you, start putting reviews about you, start giving a testimonial video about your practice or business. This is something that you have to manage internally. Again, patient motivation for giving referrals, for giving shout outs, stuff like that. A new methodology of word of mouth is, when a patient comes to your practice and he's happy with the treatment, you have done a great job, you can ask the patient to put a picture on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, wherever he is comfortable. If the country law and rules allows, they can put a picture and they can mention a particular hashtag that you have kept for your brand. What happens is, in a long duration, like in a span of 1 or 2 years, they'll have a huge number of posts in one single hashtag. And what you can do is this becomes a word of mouth for people. What people are going to do is they're going to click on the hashtag and then see that, okay, these many people have come here and they have gotten their smile makeover done, or whatever treatment they went for the particular clinic. So this is one modern way of generating word of mouth. Again, you can ask people to write reviews, you can ask people to write testimonials, you can ask people to write record videos and post on their social channels also. One more thing is data plays an important role when we talk about online marketing. So you should know the right data, and you should tell your marketing company that we need the right data so that we can match it internally with the uh, our internal systems. I'll tell you and I'll explain in detail later, but you should track the incoming and outgoing communications that takes place on a daily routine basis, and you should match it up with what's actually happening from the marketing end. Activities that you should not deal in-house: Google SEO, YouTube, social media advertising, search engine advertising, ORM, fixing the acquisition funnel and cycle. So these are technical things. Definitely, if you have a team, if you have trained staff, if you want to hire people in-house, uh, if you think that's a good idea, you have the budgets, sure, any team in-house is going to be superb. But don't try to mess up with things where you don't have a clue what you're trying to do, right? Again, if we talk about data, we're talking about the granular data. If a marketing company is I think in India as of now we are someone who are actually giving granular data to our clients. We not only track the events, we also track the how the person is behaving with the websites. So while we manage SEO, while we manage websites, everything, we also track, let's say if a person visits a website, usually what you'll do is you want people to click on the call button from the website, and you want people to click on the WhatsApp button from the website, and you need to at least trace back that okay, how many people actually clicked on the WhatsApp button or the call button. So we give a granular data to everyone that okay, these are the sources. If people are coming for Google organic, out of these 12 actually went and click on the phone call button. So we need to think about whatever marketing activity you are doing, how you are acquiring patients. People, what they do is usually they have an offline registration form or an online registration form. They try to ask the patient, from where did you find about the business? The thing is, the patient is actually being bombarded with a lot of information. He may write anything, but you and your marketing company should know from where you're getting calls, from where you're getting WhatsApp messages, from where you're getting booking details, whatever bookings you're doing. So this is when you don't have a particular system built in to the entire website. This is when you do everything, through just the Google Analytics panel. But yeah, things like these tells about the impact of online marketing. So let's say if we have to study the data, I'll just move to the next slide. This is for WhatsApp. um, I can see that there are total 47 WhatsApp messages, out of which I can see only one from Bing. So this tells us that out of 256 users, only one ended up putting the WhatsApp, clicking on the WhatsApp button. This tells us that we can still do some improvement to increase this number. Right, the 2.1% is from Google, Bing is 0.38%. We need to increase that. How we are going to do that? This is something where the real question starts with the marketing company. What people do in most of the scenarios is they get the number of users and that's it. They sit down with that particular data. We are not supposed to. What you are going to do with the number of users visiting the website? You can only do some research or some argument with your, or some discussion with your marketing company on the basis of conversions. So how many conversions you are getting? The total conversion percentage is 2.56. In healthcare, the ideal conversion ratio is from 2% to 4%. This is the industry standard in healthcare. So it is quite okay. But if you look at Bing, it's low. If you look at SMS, so we can definitely improve on SMS. The users flow is very less, so we can increase the user flow, and at the same time, 8.3 is a huge percentage. So if 19 people are visiting, two are clicking on the WhatsApp button, the percentage of goal completion is huge. So we have an opportunity where we can increase this number, so that will automatically increase this number. So once you have granular data, you can sit down with your marketing agency and you can talk about the future plans of the company or the business. But until unless you don't have that kind of data, it's very difficult for you to, you know, manage or optimize your marketing campaigns. So I have a few requests. Just if you have appointed someone, start asking for granular data. Ask about, how many people. I don't. We don't bother about how many visitors are coming. We just bother about what kind of action they are taking, from which city they are from which traffic source we are getting those hits, right? What kind of goal they are completing. So if they are clicking on the call button, if they are clicking on the WhatsApp button, if they want to, talk to us through Facebook Messenger, if they are going back and leaving the website, how we can, once you have this data, you'll automatically know what all things you need to improve in your marketing strategy. All right. This is it from my end. Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gireesh. It was very informative and very interesting that you introduced us to the importance of the online marketing for the healthcare space. You mentioned in the last part, which is, I think, is very important for each person who running a business. The data. The data is very important, and that's can lead the business manager to improve the number of the people who are coming to the business, and the improve the overall the business. So some people, they don't care about those kind of data, and sometimes, just as you mentioned, they just want to see the total number of the people who are signed in or something. That's it. That's very important. But as you mentioned, it's very important to go in details, understand all these numerical data to improve that one. So do you think that's important to ask a specialist or external marketing companies or expertise to improve this kind of action that comes from the numerical data?
Yeah, definitely. It depends on the contract that you have with the marketing specialist. That is the first thing. Second thing is, this is something that you cannot do by your own, because once you have to track a particular goal, you need to go deep down into the code part of the website. So you need to put granular codes at multiple locations. Once the code is being fired, the code will reflect in your dashboard. So it's not something that you can do manually through yourself. You need a developer for this, and you need a marketing company for this. So definitely, based on your contract, you can talk to your marketing agency, and you can discuss the implications of the low quality of the number and the numericals that you can see, and how they can help you to improve that particular data.
Thank you so much. We are in Digitodontics, so our focus is for digital dentistry, and digital marketing. It's very important through the social media, for example. And do you think that digital technologies can be a good support to advertise and marketing the business?
Digital technologies in like what sense? What all digital technology?
Yeah, all the digital technologies that use it in dentistry. For example, we have the digitalization technologies like intraoral scanners and visualizations and stuff like that. That will make even the 3D data. That will make the patients, for example, understand the concept of the treatment. Many of patients they fear from the surgery when it comes to the implant insertion, but if they have that treatment concept in the 3D or 3D animated videos, that will raise the awareness of the treatment and remove the fearness that the patients have. Can you touch on that
Yeah,
regarding the marketing? Yeah.
yeah, that's a great question. And what happens is, in any cycle of marketing, everything starts from awareness. People think that awareness is something that you can do for some time and then you can stop. But as you are saying that dentistry is a field where you see innovations every other day. So the phase of awareness never retires in the marketing funnel. So first is awareness. We talk about the product. We talk about what benefits it can give you. So usually, when we start, we talk about what is, how dental treatment is beneficial to you. This is while we design campaigns for patients. This is the beginning of uh, the dental era on the online world. That we start talking about how dental treatments are beneficial to you. But with the advent of these technologies, with the advancement of digital scanners, 3D, smile designing and everything, 3D scanning, we need to also tell people that okay, in the first time we told you about the advantages or the benefits of dental treatment, but now we have upgraded. We have a system where we can tell you that okay, after designing your smile, how you are going to look before even starting with the procedure. So this helps the patient to understand that without touching me, without doing anything, I can understand how the process is going to be, how I'll be looking, I'll look at the end of the treatment, how I can perceive myself at the end of the treatment. So what we can do in this particular scenario is start spreading awareness that okay, you have these kind of devices. One simple technique is to put an emotional touch in your videos. So if we talk about Instagram, TikTok, what you can do is you can bring in a patient and you can shoot the entire process. That the patient comes in, you do a digital scan, the patient, then you make the entire uh, alterations in the monitor or whatever you device you have. Then you show the design or the final outcome to the patient. We are talking about the digital transformation itself. We are not just implementing the procedure. And what happens is when the patient sees and when the patient looks at the change smile, you need to understand the change in expressions on their face, that whether they are happy, whether they are super delighted, and these kind of things. When you play such videos online, other people relate to such videos that okay, this person is getting a new smile, why can't I have the same thing, right? So this kind of methodology you can use with newer technology that has been incorporated in dentistry. And I feel dentistry is a branch where innovations happen on a daily basis. So yeah, awareness is something that is crucial.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Gash, you mentioned that the word that I really like it is business is not a bad thing. And but if you mention that of saying a dentistry is kind of business, and so many people they look at you and say, "What are you talking about?" So why they some people they still have that kind of vision when they talking about dentistry is not a business, but it's in reality it's a business.
uh, it goes back to how we are hardwired. So we are hardwired by looking at a lot of movies, a lot of TV serials where we see that a person is injured and a doctor is helping him. We have never seen a concept where a person is injured, he is going to the corporate office, he's paying for it through insurance, and he's then getting sad about the bill and everything, because this is the reality,
Yeah,
right? So people now label healthcare businesses as bad because they have this notion that healthcare is something that where we should be benefited, and people should be helping us without asking for anything. But at the end of the day, if you look at people are the same, just the side changes.
yeah,
If I talk about me in the healthcare businesses, I consider dentistry as a business, like anything, because at the end of the day, I need to run my family. I need to run the whatever day-to-day activities that we do, and still people expect that okay, you should charge less, you should charge nothing for the treatment. The question is, if we charge nothing, how we'll be able to survive?
yeah,
It boils down to only one thing, that if we are helping you, you should help us. It's just
exactly,
that. So business is a transaction. It's not businesses are cruel, businesses are bad. Businesses are not bad. It's just we are helping you, you are helping us. It's just a mode and a method of currency. You pay us, we give you the service. So it's just a give and take kind of a thing.
exactly, exactly. Um, Dr. Gireesh, I'm really happy to having you with me. I personally interested when I saw the information that you shared with us, because it's very important for everyone in the field. They need to understand the online marketing, because the social media is hitting us a lot from different directions and different platforms and different ways. So I guess it's very important for all dental professionals and healthcare in general to know the importance of using the social facilities that we have. I mean, everyone has the access to those kind of social media, and we should use them. So once again, I thank you so much for your time and effort to explain to us all this valuable information. So as a tradition for Digitodontics, we are glad to present you a certificate of appreciation. So we hereby express our sincere appreciation to Dr. Gireesh Likhyani in recognition of his contribution as a live webinar speaker for the Digitodontics webinar series in the topic of online marketing in the healthcare space, the new era for patient acquisition. That was presented on Thursday, December 8th, 2022. So once again, I highly appreciate what you have presented to us, Dr. Gireesh.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. Thank you so much, the entire Digitodontics team, for having me here.
Yeah, thank you so much, and have a
Thank you.
nice evening. Thank you.
You too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Take care. Bye.
bye.